Hi, welcome to the Aston Barclay podcast, the podcast that takes a look at the wholesale used car industry and speaks to people from every aspect of it. This week I'm joined by Tamara Brown, Head of Partnerships at V12 Vehicle Finance, part of Secure Trust Bank, and Alex Hood, Managing Director of Hoodhill Motor Company. Welcome both.
Oh, thank you.
Tamara, this is only the second time we've met in person, despite the fact we talk quite frequently. The last time we saw each other was a rather odd awards do that was outside for 2021 reasons, despite the fact it was raining, if you remember that.
I remember it very well. I was in a waterproof poncho for most of the afternoon, trying to avoid...
Wasn't in Wales, was it?
Do you know, it wasn't in Wales, no. It was in Ascot, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I remember that clearly.
Yeah, that was a fun event, actually. It was, I think they were trying to figure out how best to make award ceremonies work without being inside, weren't they?
They were, but I'm so pleased we're inside today.
Yeah, quite. So today we are at Aston Barclay's Westbury Centre on quite a bright and cheerful Wednesday. Just before we started, the dealer sale was happening just downstairs, and Alex, you're a regular buyer here at the Westbury branch.
Correct, yes. Every Wednesday.
Yeah?
Yep.
And you were buying this morning with us?
Yeah, about 25 cars.
So, successful day for you?
Yeah, really good.
That's good. And your business is based just over the water at Newport?
Newport, yeah. Just in Pontier in Newport.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Now, I read on your website that you pride yourself on customer service. You help to get the right car for the right buyer and offer a friendly service from start to finish. And that's not you writing, that's from your reviews of one of 500 five-star reviews.
We probably did reviews on Auto Trader, 5-star dealer.
Yep.
As you can see, it's in black and white there. So everyone gets a little bottle of Prosecco as well with every car they buy. So it's a little touch with a little tag on saying leave us a review.
That's nice. And it's clearly working.
Yeah.
You won the Auto Trader Award for highly rated customer service in 2021 as well.
Yeah, both 2 years running we won it.
Amazing.
So good, yeah. It's all good.
So do you want to tell us a little bit about your business then?
Yeah, go on. Sold car. Well, I've been selling cars like 20 years. Done my business 2 years ago. It's going into my third year now. Moved to Newport from the Valleys. So it's like flourished quite big. It's got quite big. We've got 60 cars in stock now. So yeah, we're doing really good.
Amazing. And Tamara, the partnership with V12 and Aston Barclay, that's been coming up to 3 years old now, where it's going from strength to strength. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that partnership?
Yeah, we started with Aston Barclay with a white label product in July 19. We've got a team of regional account managers that work really closely with Aston Barclay. And we have around 200 dealers that we provide stock funding for now. And we are well known in the industry.
And that's what we're here today to talk about, is the role of funding in supporting a dealership's stocking requirements. Now, do my best BBC compliance statement. Aston Barclay does offer a wide range of funding partners, including V12, Motornovo, NextGear, Santander and LE Capital. But today we're talking to V12 Vehicle Finance, who are fully integrated into the Aston Barclay platform, where you can buy a vehicle and add its buyer fees and any additional extras such as refurb or damage repair up to the value of £1,000.
That's right.
That's right. There we
Delivery
go.
costs as well.
That's right.
Thank you very much, Alex. Look at that. You're doing my job for me.
Absolutely.
It's very easy.
Yeah. And that's the
The
point.
platform's very good, yeah.
It's all integrated. We've got API set up so that everything just flows through.
For the likes of me, it's easy. Just come here, load them up, go home, come on a transport or anything. It's job done, you know. They're on the forecourt prepped, ready to go. So that's it's a quick turnaround. We're selling lots of cars, so it's the way forward.
So speed's really key.
Yeah,
really.
speed's key, yeah.
In recent months, Tamara, we've seen the number of dealers using your funding increase quite dramatically. Now, obviously, we've been pushing that from our side as well, just making sure that our buyers know that facility is available. But we think that there's more appetite as well at the same time. Do you think that's the case? Do you think there's more appetite out there for funding?
I do. I think that when you're using a stock funding partner, dealers have the ability to focus on their business and reassign perhaps their own cash into their own objectives. They might want to increase the number of units that they're purchasing, the number of units on their forecourt. They might want to refurbish their facilities. There's lots of objectives that they'll have themselves that when they use stock funding they'll be able to achieve.
Yeah, that's good.
What about for you,
Yes.
Alex? How has stock funding sort of helped you achieve your business goals?
It's basically, like you say, freed up my own capital. Using a facility as well. It's good, because obviously it's quick. It's the turnaround, like we say, coming today buying these cars. Most of them will be on my forecourt by Friday on a transporter, so they'll be delivered by then. So yeah, it's straightforward. It's pretty, and it helps as well release like what other money I have got to do other things, like we said. So it does, it's really good impact for like small dealers as well.
I think the big advantage as well, when we were speaking, Alex, was about you don't have to lay any money down at all.
No.
We'll fund 100% of that vehicle price and all the bits and pieces and fees, etc., and delivery costs.
Very easy. So it's like black and white. So it's done. It's just funded. It's done. I mean, there's no, you've got to pay the delivery. Then something's missed. If one car don't turn up, it's all done in one bundle, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant.
Do you want to describe what your typical stock profile looks like? You said you 60 cars on your forecourt. What do they look like?
Ranges from probably about 30k down to the 2k stuff. To be fair, the 2k stuff, the 3k stuff spins very, very quickly. Last month we done 63 cars sold in January. So yeah, it's growing. I'm a sponsor for Newport County as well on their away shirt for the club, so it does help with like getting yourself out there. And the reviews are a big impact. You've got to keep it going. You're only as good as your last car you sold. Deal with people correctly. That's the way you go forward.
I mean, it's quite a wide range of product that you're offering.
Yeah, with everything. Yeah, so it's not like just sort of certain cars. It's the bread and butter stuff, run of the mill, family stuff.
Yeah,
new sports cars.
Bit of everything.
Everything. Yeah.
Well, we've seen that. You say the bread and butter stuff, the family car. We've seen the value or the price of that product skyrocket in that last year or 18 months. I mean, our data suggests it's 41% since Q1 2021.
It's risen quite a lot.
Yeah,
and they're still holding out quite well. It's not going to drop at the moment, I wouldn't have thought. Forecast, I do sort of look into all that. Forecast-wise, it's going to be probably like summertime, maybe before we see anything sort of dropping in prices of cars.
Yeah. Purely
because of the pandemics and all caused and stuff like that. So I think it is helped the car market. We have done pretty well.
Yeah, with the new car supply is a massive issue. So obviously consumers are increasingly looking to the used car market when they might want to change the vehicle. Is that something you've seen, like a change in consumer behaviour?
Yeah, so I think with the new cars that people were ordering, obviously there's been a delay, massive delays. So it's had a knock-on effect, like down to your bigger dealers, to your smaller dealers, all in the used car market. So yeah, you are right. But then what's happening then is holding strong. So every car, the car prices are holding out.
Yeah.
Like with Auto Trade at the moment, there's more cars selling in fair price than there is in good price, which we've been told. So
yeah, that's interesting. Now, clearly, customer service is high on your agenda, and from that, we can assume that people are repeat customers. They'll come back time and again to source vehicles from you.
You do get that.
Yeah.
You get a few people that's repeat. You get people that are very loyal to you, only deal with you, because you've been tidy with them from the start. So yeah, it is good to keep repeat. That's what it's all about. With to be fair, building it and keeping repeat customers. And
do you find that, especially with how prices are, skyrocketing at the minute, that people are changing the type of car they might buy? Is that shifting from what you see?
I wouldn't have thought it's changing. If someone wants a specific car, they will buy that car. If it's prepped to the standard and is at the right price, is at the right dealership. People look at review, like you said again, we'll go back to reviews. If they think you're tidy, they're going to come to you and buy a car. Whereas in fair price, higher price, but fair price stuff is selling very, very well. Compared to like let's go back, I don't know, 3-4 years ago, and everything was in a good price bracket, where now it's rocketed a little bit more. So prices are holding out, and they're going to hold out a bit. Yeah.
Tamara, obviously you see all the data that comes through V12 and all the funding. Is the average price of the funded vehicle, is that shifting over time, do you think, in line with, as the price moves?
Yes, indeed, it has. I mean, the last 18 months, we've seen about a 30% increase in terms of the price rise of the value of the funded unit. So absolutely, as the market and the pricing increases, so the amount funded increases at the same rate.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Alex, you've been buying with us this morning, our physical dealer sale. Is the physical aspect of it, is that an important bit? Do you want to see the product first?
I don't buy online. No. I'm quite old school. I'm not that old, I don't think. But yeah.
You're not that old. No. I can vouch for that.
So yeah, I physically prefer to come and see the car, look around it, just the way it is. I work really. It's better to do that. Listen to listen to all the bits, have a look around, see what prep you do know, then bid on it, and then work it in your head where your prep's going to be and what you think it's going to cost. But yeah, I think I thought about 24 today, something like that. So yeah.
And how do you source your vehicles? How does that generally work?
So basically, I come here with my staff. Obviously, we're quite busy. So like on a Wednesday, I give myself a Wednesday date to come here, buy stock, replenish the stock, and it's just like a big cycle. So it's just turning over all the time. You haven't really got time to sort of look other places. It's just easier to come here sometimes. You know, I buy a few off auction for cars, but mainly here is where I buy the bulk of my stock. It's not too far from me. I think it's an hour and 10 away for me. So.
All right, so yeah, quite handy then.
And it's all pretty good stuff. Like, you've got, you know, your Motor Novo stuff, your Wessex stuff. So it's all good enough to buy, to go on with, like, as a second-hand car dealer, yeah.
And is the vendor, is that something you look at when you're buying a car? Are you... Yeah.
You do, yeah, a little bit. See where it's come from. Obviously, there's a couple of dealers that put cars into auctions, and obviously you're a little bit wary then as a car dealer yourself, because obviously you wouldn't be putting a car into an auction if you know you can go on with and make money yourself. So yeah, you do look out for them things, but that's all part of, like, you know, selling cars.
Yeah.
Experience, I suppose.
Yeah. It is quite an experience-led business, really.
Yeah, it's not like, you know, people, car sales, you think, oh, just sit there, you know, do what you got. It's nothing like that at all. It's a bit of a graft, like, every day. You know, you've got to keep on it, and you've got to be on it every day. Auto Trader leads, like, I spend my Auto Trader bill's nearly £8,000 a month to load them cars on. Wow. So if I don't make that work, especially with the reviews, it's pointless me going anywhere. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you've got to make it work.
Yeah, and you've got to be really on top of the pricing as well, haven't you?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Pricing is not once a month; it's
No.
it's a daily
thing. It's a job in its own, Auto Trader, keeping it going, and it's a job every day. Like I say, tweaking the prices. So, like, once we bought these cars today, you know, we know what we bought. We got a list off Aston Barkley, and they'll be loaded then in the course of 2 days. So we tend to load them before they arrive with us, so they're on the platform of Auto Trader. So when the vehicles come off a transporter, what ones go to prep, whatever, they're already on my Auto Trader. So I'm not paying for, you know, spaces that are not empty.
So you're pre-selling it in effect.
Yeah. And we do take a lot of £50 deposits, holding deposits, before cars have landed.
Okay.
So when they land, then they just photo straight to the customer, and that's how we sort of do deals. So we've sold cars, I think, you know, last week, I think, or the week before, there was 4 already sold to come off a transporter. So, you know, people
That
are
helps
buying.
with stock turn.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, that is good.
Good process.
Yeah.
Very good practice.
How do you get the images? Where does that come from?
So basically, what would happen, we don't upload our own images. So, like, nothing to do with, not a car image, it's just got the Hoodhill logo, the Newport County kit, which is sponsored. So they're on the system, the car's on the system. When the car lands, it's validated in what the validating bit at the back, and then it's photoed. But the car's instantly on Auto Trader, you know, worded up, listed up, so it's all done. All we got to do when it lands is prep it, photo it. So some of them just need photos straight away. So it's a quick, it's a clean, and then they're photoed, they're already on it. You haven't got to, my process is not loading the car, then, do you know what I mean, one by one, I'll sit down, we'll load them all up, and they're on the system ready to go, which is quite quick.
Have you found that you've been buying different grading of vehicles?
Yeah.
Because obviously used car stock is in short demand.
It is, yeah. So you look at the A grade stuff.
Yeah.
You don't really tend not to look at that no more, because obviously you've got to keep your options open. So stuff has got a few marks around it. You don't mind spending a little bit of prep and getting it right, just purely because you need to have that stock. You've got to keep going, do you know what I mean? There's no point in sort of looking to just, because some people do buy specific stuff, but the way I run mine is sort of, you know, open-minded to everything, really. Because you could have a car, you could make a car out of a car, do you know what I mean? So you've got to, that's what I'm doing. I'm a used car dealer.
So there's maybe more margin in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that's the way to look at it, really. Always think, you know, you can make it a car. Don't overlook and think, oh, it's no good, because it won't, you know, you've got to make profit, haven't you?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Can't sell an empty space,
No,
Alex.
can't sell empty spaces. Can't have salesmen walking around doing nothing, you know.
No,
And the more you buy, the more you sell,
that's true.
you know.
And that's where funding comes into it, after all.
Yeah, it's correct, yeah.
Just
So the help comes in from there, yeah, correct. Obviously the funding's great, but the relationship with your account manager, which is Paul, for me, great guy, keeps us informed, updated, lets me know when sales are on, gives me the availability of my balance on a Tuesday, you know, gives me a text, which I think is really, really good and on the ball. So yeah, I mean, it's really, really good for what he does for us. So, you know, helps us in every way at all, helps us improve and push forward.
That's
So
brilliant.
Going to the sale, knowing how much you've got to spend,
Yeah,
basically.
exactly. So he's on the ball, like, you know, which is very good from V12.
Yeah, I mean, he sounds like he goes above and beyond, because
do, yeah.
at the end of the day, obviously you've got your system and you can self-serve, but he's going above and beyond.
You know, obviously we got a busy forecourt, busy office, and you wouldn't remember everything. So a little text goes a long way, which is what he does. So, you know, 5 stars for Paul, you know.
Oh, great to hear.
Well, that takes us to the end of the podcast. Thank you, Tamara, and thank you, Alex, for taking the time to talk to us today, and thank you to you, the listener, for joining us. If you want to buy or sell vehicles through Aston Barclay, just visit our website at astonbarclay.net. You can get in touch with me at podcast@astonbarclay.net. And if you want to find out more about funding, just visit our website and click Services, then Funding. I've been Ben Crawford. You've been listening to the Aston Barclay podcast. See you next time.